Hello and welcome to Business Today Television. I am Siddharth Zarabi and with me now is Mr. Apurva Chandra, the Secretary of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Welcome to this special at Business Today TV. Mr. Chandra, we are discussing India's G20 presidency, and viewers, as you know, the 18th G20 Heads of State and Government Summit is being held in New Delhi on the 9th and 10th of next month. And it's going to be a culmination of various processes and meetings that have been held throughout the year. Mr. Chandra, I'm coming to you to explain to our viewers what India's presidency at the G20 has really meant. As far as the economy is concerned, international agencies are extremely bullish about the economy and our growth potential. What has been achieved through this 1 year really?
As you rightly mentioned, Siddharth, because the G20 Summit is the culmination of an effort of 1 year. Over the past 1 year, India has held various meetings of the working groups as well as the engagement groups. More than 50 cities, almost all the states have been covered, and so many of the delegates have come to India, and a lot of deliberations have taken place on various issues. The Indian agenda on all the issues is there. India has something to say, something to contribute to the G20 and to the world. Now, on the economic side itself, the digital public infrastructure, if you look at it, that is, I think, one of the biggest achievements, that in India now almost 80%, more than 80% of transactions, billions of transactions are taking place seamlessly through our digital public infrastructure. And again, this infrastructure is something which is led by the public sector, by the government, through the support of the government. While in many other countries, even if such an infrastructure is made, it is through the private enterprise, and then it is not in an open architecture where everybody can join in. And here we see that so many of the other companies, including whether it is Google, whether it is Paytm, so almost all the companies have joined into this, and now the transactions are happening seamlessly. It is hugely empowering, and this is something which I think we are contributing to the world. Then our startup story, the way we are promoting the startups on the Mission Life, which has been recently launched last year by the Prime Minister, the work which we are doing on agriculture and millets. So there are so many things which we have to tell to the world, and I think this is giving us a showcase in that sense. As regards the economy, what you mentioned, I think it is an effort of 9 years that now the entire world is recognizing that India has taken a lead. It is the leading nation. We have now reached the 5th largest economy, and now it is just 3-4 years down the line that we will be the 3rd largest economy, and the entire world is taking note of these achievements.
Mr. Chandra, one of the key points really that our viewers would like to further understand, and I must stress it at this stage, when it comes to the G20, it is the grouping of the 20 most powerful nations, most advanced from all points of view. A sustained engagement like this in a rotating presidency, does it enhance India's voice as a credible, stable, democratic nation in this part of the world at this high-profile global forum?
It is a rotating presidency, but then each presidency contributes something. And as I mentioned, that this time India has a very broad agenda of what we have done to showcase it to the world. And I'm sure many of these things will form a part of the leaders' declaration when it happens on the 10th of September. We are not really privy to what the declaration will be as of now. But once it comes out, we will see that the stamp of India will be there. And once this declaration comes out, it becomes an agenda for all the countries to follow, to implement over the next few years. So it is not just a question of 1 year, it is a continuous agenda which everybody, all the countries follow that template.
As we wrap up this conversation, Mr. Chandra, I just want you to say a few words on the India at 100 summit that Business Today is organizing on the 26th of August. It is our effort to contribute to the entire year-long G20 programming that has been done by the Government of India by getting various business and economy thought leaders to come and talk about what can we expect and what we need to do to ensure that India at 100 is one of the most prosperous countries in the world. Your thoughts on that?
I must compliment Business Today for thinking of a summit at this very opportune time when G20 is being held, and you have scheduled it just about 15 days before the G20, when the entire world will be focusing on India, and just around the time when Business 20 would also be happening in India. So I think it is a very opportune time, and you as a business channel would bring a lot of focus on the achievements of the country, and I'm sure that this summit will be your summit will be a big success, and you will be able to attract a lot of investors into India and showcase the achievements of India. So my best wishes to you and your summit.
Thank you very much for those kind words, Mr. Chandra, and we wish you, the entire Government of India, in fact, every single Indian, not just a happy Independence Day, but a great and grand finale to this year-long effort to showcase India to the world through the G20 presidency. Once again, thank you very much for your time. With that, viewers, it's a wrap on this special conversation with the Secretary of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Mr. Apurva Chandra, where we spoke about the G20 exercise throughout this year. If you've been, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.